Hi Dana. I think the easiest way to explain how to do this is to just show it to you on Blackboard. So I'm just going to make this video before I forget again. So I just added you to Blackboard, so you should be able to log on to the course. When you log on to the course, this is course content. So if you click on course content, you would get to here. But what you want to do is go into Grade Center and then go to Needs Grading. And then you'll see that these are the homeworks that need grading, these assignment ones. The one that is Patty Miles is actually Heather Parks' assignment, so we'll go on that one. So I'm just going to go up here to the top and say that I want to grade them. And I'm going to skip over this test thing. I don't want to do that. So here I'm going into Patty Miles. Now usually this will come right up here. You'll just see it here. I don't know why this one isn't here. Maybe it's because it's being converted. Let's just see. Okay, so I don't know what the deal was with that one, but I couldn't get it to convert. So we're going to look at this one instead, Brendan O'Neill. So all I did was, so we'll go back to this one so you can see this is what it looked like here, and then I'm just going to hit this forward arrow and then Brendan's comes up, and so that's the way it usually looks. So then we'll roll it down here so you got more space to work with. If you go over here, first thing I look at is this safest sign. So notice this is a 27% overall match. That's probably okay. Anything more than 25 normally makes me pause for a second and look at it. So I may come back to that and look at it. I'll show you that in a second. But if you hit this little down arrow right here, you see assignment 1 used for grading. So this should bring up the grading rubric. And here are the way the points work, but you can also click on these boxes to show description and show feedback. So the way this assignment is set up, there is the popular press article and then there's the scholarly article. So they're supposed to do 3 popular press, which should be the first 3, and then the next 3 should be the scholarly articles. And then down here you need to have a research question that should be at the very beginning, and then at the end down here is the data that they need to compile the assignment. So as you click these boxes, it will create a score for you down here. See the score out of 50? So let's go back up here. If we look here at his assignment, the first thing should be a research question. That ought to be number 1 right here before this gupta blah blah blah. So there's no research question. So it's a little difficult to know whether or not these articles are related to the research question or not. So that's a problem. So he's definitely going to lose some points there. But then let's go on and take a look at the popular press articles to see if he did them right. So the first thing I want to look at is whether or not they're cited correctly. So these are not cited correctly. So they're supposed to be in APA. So if they were in APA, first of all, they would all be the same, right? Notice they're different. So even if you don't know what APA looks like, you know that these are not the same. Usually APA has, it'll be 2016 and then close parentheses. This March will not be here. So it's the person's last name, first initial, 2016, name of the article, and then where it came from, not retrieved from. I don't want this there. I don't care if they put that in at the end, but I want to know the name of the journal, not the HTTPS thing. So these are not cited correctly. So I would put here, popular press articles have been cited using other than APA formats, and then that the summaries, the article talks about a study conducted in Florida, state professors, which connects robbery and burglary to unemployment. It breaks down unemployment into different types of unemployment. So that seems okay. So what I do normally is just sort of look to see that this is related to this, is related to that. It's a little harder when you don't have a research question, but here he's got unemployment, relationship between crimes in the United States, and then he has unemployment and how it affects age groups. So, you know, those are okay. It's good enough. Now down here in feedback, I would put something like, this doesn't appear to be APA. And then I just say, please check reference, or please check this out. I don't choose to tell them how to do it. I want them to figure it out on their own. And if you tell them exactly what's wrong with it, then they only fix exactly what you tell them. So if you just broadly say, hey, this doesn't look right to me, then hopefully they'll take a little broader stroke at it. Now we move on down here to the scholarly articles. So the scholarly articles ought to be related to the popular press articles. They ought to look like they're scholarly articles. So this one looks like a biodiversity data journal. Again, it's not cited correctly, I don't think. I don't know why there's 1982 and 2016. It seems odd to me. And then this scholarly article examines the potential effect of unemployment and the crime rate given area. So that looks fine. This one looks alright. And these sites look better to me. So I would only just say on this that the sites don't need to include the URL. Then in terms of the write-up of it, it looks like they're okay. They're supposed to have a thoughtful connection between, and they do, and they're summarized fine. And then the problem with this one is going to be that he doesn't have a research question or data. So no research question, and then no data. So that's a problem. And notice that he's got 31 out of 50. So I don't want to have to regrade this thing. So in his case, you know, he's missing 2 major pieces. So probably what I would do is just change it to 40, because then that way it's not a failure, and I don't have to regrade it, which is probably lazy on my part, but that's the way it is. So then you have to hit this save rubric right here. Once it saves, it'll put the grade up here, and then you have to put on here your assignment is significantly affected by your lack of research question and data. You know, please make sure you specify these things before you continue. That way I don't have to regrade it. They didn't lose so many points that they're going to fail, but we've clearly told them. So now in the next assignment, if they don't have it, then there's like no excuse. So then I just say, I hit save draft, and then it always takes me to the next one, so I have to go back, and then I say submit. So that one's done. So that's basically the process. This one here, you'll see right away, they've got the research question first. What are the preferences of millennials when it comes to their selection of who to bank with? So now that we know the research question, then you read this. The S, research aims to understand the online banking behavior of millennials. The research demonstrated blah, blah, blah. So as long as these things are related to those topics, then it's fine. Also, just check closely the APA format. I don't think this one's right because it's got this January and September in here. But make sure you tell them, you know, why it's not right. It's also supposed to be one page, so you can see his kind of goes over a little bit, but that's not the end of the world, really. I mean, if it goes over a tiny bit, I just kind of use my judgment on it. So there you go. Hopefully that explains it, and hopefully you are able to do it no problem. Let me know though if you can't. So there's not too many of them for you to do, and you can look in the grade book also, the full grade center. You can see my grading, so kind of where my grades lie, so you can get an idea of what I thought was a good one or a decent one or whatever. And you'll notice, like, even Ben's here, it wasn't very good. He didn't have a research question either. I only knocked him down to 40, mostly because I don't want to redo it. Okay, so I hope this helps. Thank you very much, and make sure you count up your hours. And I'm hoping that Corey has contacted you, but maybe he hasn't. I did talk to him about making sure that your pay was sufficient, so let me know about that. Okay, bye.